Welcome, one and all, to the K.O.E. Nation for a very, very interesting, very special, and very long time coming Spirits review here at the K.O.E. Nation. I am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E. You can find me at K.O.E. Nation on YouTube, K.O.E. Nation on TikTok, K.O.E. Nation on Twitch. And I am joined this evening by my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only,
Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe.
This is one I have been looking forward to getting a final review of for a long time, because we did the Knob Creek line review, where we matched this up against the 12 and the 9 year to see which one would go on in the 2021 bourbon tournament. But we never gave this one a solo review. And I was like, well, why?
I don't know. It's really good.
Knob Creek, 15-year-old Knob Creek Kentucky straight bourbon, aged 15 years, crafted from superior taste and smoothness, Claremont, Kentucky.
It is one of my favorite age statements.
Limited edition, and I'm going to be honest with you, after this bottle, which I bought, I've never seen one since.
Yeah, I've never seen this in the wild. No, this has just been, you happened across it, and
I paid retail for it.
Yeah. Right place, right time. This is really stuff.
It's the same store that's been a pretty good provider of a lot of great bottles to the store. And it's one of those, I want to shout from the rooftops what this store is, but at the same time,
you also don't.
Yeah. So
now this specifically 100 proof, 50% ABV. 15 years. This is release number KC001. Ugh, gotta love that. I love, I do actually enjoy. Now, granted, they're not the most stackable, shelvable bottles unless you do it just right, but the presentation of Knob.
Yeah, on their high-end stuff, when they give the gold lettering, it gives you the idea that. And this one had a nice box too, but it took up a lot of space, so I ended up pitching it. But it's worth a few bucks, so I didn't really care.
This has got a very like a red hot or a hot tamale candy, like those little red pill looking candies.
Yeah, because there's a sweetness here, but like you said, there's like there's a heat pepper, like
those red hots.
Yes, and tiny hint of oak on the nose, but it does.
Yeah, it's oak and cinnamon candy. Very inviting, and honestly, you would guess higher than 100
hot
proof.
Is kind of what I get what you're saying, but I'm like, my brain's doing this, trying to dig through its memories, because this smell is like a different candy from my childhood, and I'm trying to find it at the moment, but like I feel like it's probably like, oh, this reminds me of that one thing I ate that one time my family went to the lake. You know, like I might have a hard time. But well, see, I'm looking forward to it. That's an oak spice.
Oh God, heavy oak, heavy oak.
Yeah. But the difference is it tastes like something.
But a good oak, not like just oak for the sake of wood. Like some.
Elijah Craig 18. Oh, sorry. I had a little bit.
You okay there?
Oh, yeah.
No, this is really nice. It is intense. Honestly, I would guess, just based off of smell and taste, if I didn't know any better, that this was probably closer to 110 proof. It definitely drinks heavier than it is.
Yeah, it's an oak bomb, to be honest, but it's not offensive, because you got to realize there's a lot of Scotch whiskeys, some of the highest end Scotch whiskeys that go for tens of thousands of dollars. They either decide, are we going for palate or nose?
Yeah.
And this one, if this was going for nose, it accomplishes everything. The palate.
Got to agree. Great nose.
Now that we've had a chance to come back to it, it's had a chance to mellow in the bottle a bit. The oak is at first a little overwhelming.
It is. It's intense.
It subsides into the spicy candy at the end, but the spice doesn't stick around long.
No, and it's not vanilla. There's
maybe the extract.
Yeah, maybe, but there's a different sweetness there. And I'm not thinking caramel either. It's subtle.
It's not caramel. It's not toffee. It's not like, yeah, I'm having a hard.
Yeah, there's something there, though.
I feel like coffee cake.
Okay. I can see that. Maybe
Kind of
just
how the texture hits your mouth.
maybe just like like a sugar sweetness.
But like, yeah, tiramisu in your mouth is way different than a brownie.
Right.
You know, like just the texture and because of its coffee base.
Maybe like a cinnamon sugar buttered toast.
Okay. But yeah, like the oak is still just, it's not really present on the nose, but it's omnipresent on the palates.
Yeah.
Like that's
Agreed.
I don't know how else to put that. So, Tony, this is the very difficult part of the show, the grading.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, we're going to grade this on a 5-star scale. 5 meaning you have to have it before you shuffle off this mortal coil. 0 meaning pass it on by. The KOE Nation has advised you well. Now, we're going to grade this as a bourbon, as a whiskey, as a cask-aged spirit. It's shelving. And for those new to the show, the secret 5th question. So, Tony, as a bourbon whiskey, what would you give this on a 5-star scale?
I'm going to go 3.75 as a bourbon.
3.75.
Yeah. It's super heavy on the oak, and that's going to be a little intimidating for some people. I know the price point's a lot higher than some people are going to be willing to spend on specific bourbons, unless it's something they absolutely love. The age statement, you could argue, maybe is the reason that it's so heavy on the oak. It's really, really, really good. But it's not going to be in everybody's wheelhouse. So 3.75.
Yeah, I got to agree with that there. It's 3.75. If you love oak flavor, this is going to be like your favorite bourbon in the world.
Yeah, this is going to be
like,
right up your alley.
I'm trying to think because I hate to compare to other brands. I don't like doing that during videos, but I'm going to right here. Elijah Craig 18 year. An oak bomb, but in an unpleasant way.
Yeah.
This is an oak bomb, but if you have somebody in your life that really loves oaky flavors, and even almost like, hang on. You're going to hate me after you hear this. The sweetened tobacco inside of a cigar.
Okay.
Like, you know, those really...
Yep.
And then you accidentally chew a little bit of it.
Yep.
Like, that's kind of where I'm getting the... Like, because, yes, it's... So this...
Yeah, the sweet aromatics. Yeah.
I think this would be a great cigar pair.
This would be great. Like, I could... If it wasn't such a spendy bourbon, this would be a great one to pour a dram of, sit around the campfire, and have a backwood. Just one without the filter, just a falling apart, cheapo-ass cigar would actually pair perfectly with this on a hot summer night.
And like, yeah, some of the cigars you would smoke that had that little artificial sweetener in there, like some of the tobacco would get in your mouth and you're chewing on it just a little bit. That's kind of the flavor. So, like, now as a whiskey,
I will be more generous here. 4.25. This is a really nice whiskey. This has so many good components of whiskey. It's perfect at 100 proof, right? It drinks heavier than 100 proof, but it's not heavier. The wood, the oak, the sweetness is there. There's complexities here that other bourbons don't even touch. So I think as a whiskey, I'm going to give it 4.25.
Now, I think for a second I was thinking we were going to have kind of flipped numbers where you're going to do well on whiskey. I wasn't going to do well on whiskey, but I was going to be very generous on the cask age.
Okay.
I mean, you might not. Who knows? I don't know what you're going to go with there. But then I realized, because I was thinking, God, I wouldn't cocktail unless you're doing one of those smoky cocktails.
There you go.
Like in the mid-sentence in my mind, I cut myself. Oh,
yeah, you could do that.
The smoky cocktails?
For sure.
Like if you know what you're doing with that, you make sure you've experimented with like some Knob Creek 9 year before you get into this with that. But if you really know what you're doing and you're good with it, this would be exceptional with that. So I'm gonna go 3.75 again as a whiskey. I was gonna be a lot less generous, but then I realized you could do some smoky cocktails.
Okay.
Now, as a cask-aged spirit, I'm going to go 4 stars because the flavors are rich and it's full, and this is an oak bomb that isn't offensive, which is so nice to see.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is super heavy on the oak, and I think that's strictly because it's at 15. Now with 12, I think they hit the right age statement there before the oak became the only thing you can think of. Now, granted, the other flavoring here is it's solid enough that it's not going to be forgotten, but it is very heavy oak. So I think the extra aging does hurt a little bit, and I'm going to go 3.9 as a cascade.
I can understand, like, I almost wonder if they would have released a 14 year.
Yeah, like right in the middle, you know.
Yeah.
You
13,
could definitely argue
no,
that.
like, unless it's that bullet rye, nobody seems to ever release a 13-year anything just because, you know, people are kind of funny with numbers here in the West. It's just what we do. But, yeah, I can't begrudge you that score. Now, here's a weird one. Shelving.
The top.
You know,
it's unique enough, and obviously it's spendy enough, and it's impressive enough. It does deserve to be a top shelf.
Release number KC00. What? Wow.
Yeah.
So, like, and I have not seen one since.
And you probably won't.
Yeah, just because this will be the last one I probably can ever find.
Yeah.
Yes, it'll be on my top shelf. Now, for those new to the show, the secret 5th question is, when this bottle runs empty, will I seek another one? I paid $91 for this, if I recall correctly.
Which is a good price for this.
And I bought this, like, literally, like, during the height or just a little bit before the big problems of COVID hit. So I've been hanging on to this bottle for about 2 years. This is about as deep as I've gotten into it. It's not one that I reach for anything except for very, very special occasions.
Okay.
And the last time, I forget what holiday it was, I poured this, I was thinking, wow, this is really an oak bomb.
Yeah.
I need to give this a second review. And now, here we are. And so, yes, I will seek this one if I can find it. I'm not going to pay secondary for it, and neither should I.
No, you shouldn't. You should not. I think this is going to be more niche level seeking out. Like, if you're seeking it out just to have it, fine, whatever. If you're actually going to drink it and enjoy it, you got to appreciate the oak flavor here. So I would probably still reach for the 12-year.
And I don't think there's a single person in this audience that would begrudge.
There you go.
So, interesting stuff if you can get your hands on it, but do not pay the secondary. You're not helping the distiller any. You're not helping the retailer any. It's just so if you can find it retail, go for it. But, T, as I'm saying here, all that being said, thank you for joining us here at the K.O.E. Nation for our review of Knob Creek 15-year Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. You come here for the real reviews, the honest reviews, and the best reviews, folks. I am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E., the man of the hour, the man with the power, the band that makes the other podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, the lord of the Scottish Highlands, and one damn handsome man, if I do say so myself. Signing off and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only,
The Blend Master, Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe, and we shall see you next time.
Just smooths itself out.
Get back. Tell you what I'll do if I ever get back. I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost, we gotta take it down. Let you get slow, it's hard to survive. El Dorado. Oh, Lord. Well, let's see how that one went.
Yeah,